Well, something the more aggressive early on, but no damage caused or sustained by either machine. The Widow's Revenge, driving quite neatly around the arena. In underneath, again, it was tentative. A spark or two, that was the main damage caused in the whole fight. Will that count against something?
The winner, the judges have decided unanimously that it's Widow's Revenge! Tell us, why is your robot called Widow's Revenge?
Well, basically, we are robot widows. Our other halves built Razer, and they've spent about the last 3 years in the shed. So we decided that one of our mottos was going to be, if you can't beat them, join them, and then beat them.
How long have you been in the shed, building this one?
About 6 months.
Yeah. Did they give you any help?
Maybe just touch the old verbal, you know, but nothing really practical. We just threw ourselves into it big time.
Good luck, hope you go far, and I think you brighten up the competition no end. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ballistic. It's Widow's Revenge!
Hell hath no fury like a Widow's Revenge. Sumpthing beaten Axe-c-dent and Destruct-A-Bubble next up.
From Gizlingham Eye, Axe-c-dent.
A horizontal spinning double axe, hence the name. The 24-volt power comes from wheelchair and car fan motors. The body shell is 12mm ply covered in perforated steel. This is an accident waiting to happen.
From Downsley, Destruct-A-Bubble.
The metre-diameter sphere houses a steel chassis. New electronic eyes are shock-activated. It was shocked early in the last series, beaten in its first battle. The weapon is a spike hammer powered by an old industrial floor scrubber motor.
Roboteers, stand by.
Mel Easton at the controls of Axe-c-dent, a newcomer to Robot Wars, and the Destruct-A-Bubble team, Bill Cousins, his son Lawrence and Peter Richards. And in the arena for the House Robot Circular Lot, it is invincible, believe you me. And I think Shunt's pretty hard as well with the axe and the scoop.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I love the look of Destruct-A-Bubble. All eyes, makeup and glam, but how effective. Grappling hold to Axe-c-dent there. That's like being at a disco when the world's worst looking person grabs hold of you for a dance and you can't get away. I am that world's worst looking person, by the way. If you're having a disco, watch out. Now they're in trouble because they're trying to snog the ref ball, which isn't allowed in the rules, actually. So go away, Destruct-A-Bubble, and fight Axe-c-dent. That's what you're there for. A wink of the eyes. I really am not too sure whether those electronic eyes are shock-activated, are they? Sparks from the arena side wall, but what has happened to Axe-c-dent? Has the winking and the blinking just confused us and blinded us to the fact that Axe-c-dent are going no further? Mel Easton, what's happened to your machine? You counted out! And the bubble rises! And it was an accident waiting to happen! Pit, pit, pit! Well, Mel loves his Tiffany glass, and his hopes, like his glass, about to be shattered. Because Axe-c-dent and Mel Easton have crashed out of Robot Wars.
Axe-c-dent did have an accident with Shunt. The bubble hasn't burst on the Destruct-A-Bubble. They go through! How far do you think you can go in this competition? There's a lot of big boys out there, you know.
I will go all the way.
You think so? You're very aggressive. That's what Robot Wars is all about, I suppose. How long did it take you to put together this robot, and who thought of the design?
This guy here is the chief.
You're the chief?
Yeah, and it's taken quite a long time. We were here last year, a bit slower.
Yeah.
But now we're fast.
You are quite nippy now, aren't you?
We are quite nippy now.
And you gave him a good kicking.
Yeah, we did that quite well. He's got a bit of push, a bit of grunt, and that weapon will get harder and harder. Harder
and harder. This is what we like on Robot Wars. Mayhem, chaos, wanton destruction. Let's hear it for Destruct-A-Bubble!
The glamorous Destruct-A-Bubble marches on. Goodbye to Axe-c-dent. Next up, Suicidal Tendencies and Rick.
Pretzel, Suicidal Tendencies.
A tracked robot with front spikes, a lifter and axe crusher, 24-volt power, 10 miles an hour top speeds, fighting in its third wars, plenty of experience but never beyond the heats.
From Southampton, Rick.
Runs both ways up, slow though, has an alloy body, polycarbonate shields at the rear and top, the weaponry, a powerful spinning disc at the back and a pneumatic front flipper ram.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the Suicidal Tendencies team. Charlie Binns, Andrew Jeffrey and Ed Hoppett, and Rick there with Kevin Gallagher, his son Francis and Ian, their friend. And then Dead Metals in the arena, has no friends. Has a picture and a saw though. Shunt has the axe, the scoop, the push.
3, 2, 1, activate.
We have an intriguing battle ahead here. And Suicidal Tendencies just manoeuvring to get in behind Rick. Is that advised? Because you have there at the back the spinning disc to watch out for. Suicidal Tendencies with the Razer-esque beak churning down on Rick. Now, was there a little bit of superficial damage done to the Suicidal Tendencies front scoop? I don't think so. Interesting how many of these robots are now coming up with the beak-scoop combination attack method. And they've clawed on to the rear of Rick here, Suicidal Tendencies. The team of Rick had been in Robot Wars before with Maverick in Series 4. They didn't get beyond the first round. Suicidal Tendencies are fighting in their third series of Robot Wars, and now penetrating and puncturing the very top of Rick's armour. I think Rick is okay. Turning away, coming on an attack again, but they are certainly worried. Suicidal Tendencies, driven by Charlie Binns, a technical consultant on the attack once more. He builds go-karts as well, so he's used to providing a wee bit of speed. Suicidal Tendencies just the quicker here. Rick is the slowest in the heat. Andrew Jeffrey there in the Tendencies team. There's Charlie. And Suicidal Tendencies pushing Rick away. You can see one of the wheels spinning on Rick, but the other seems to be locked. And Suicidal Tendencies' big jaw, call it what you will, is locked into Rick now. And I don't think that alloy body or the polycarbonate shields can withstand too much more pressure. Francis Gallagher at the controls of Rick, he's just 11. And Rick on the flame pit needs to get away from there. Now both wheels are now turning. The clock is ticking down, and whatever happens to Rick, Francis, you've done well by staying in this battle. Suicidal Tendencies have been the more aggressive for me, and that ultimately could prove the key.
Suicidal Tendencies look like it ruled the war zone, but both robots still mobile. We'll have to go to the judges while they're waking up their mind. Let's look at the highlights.
I'll eat Shunt piece by piece if Suicidal Tendencies doesn't get this decision. It caused more damage to Rick all the way through, was the more aggressive machine. This has to go to Suicidal Tendencies. I have my spanner ready, though, just in case.
The judges are just making their mind up. Do you think you did any good?
Did all right.
Yeah.
Not as good as we hoped to have done, but...
Well, you know, your concerns have been justified because they've gone for Suicidal Tendencies! It's like a Les Gibson guitar. It's the original Razer copy, isn't it?
A lot of people have said that, yeah. We've still got the tracks, as always, though.
Yeah, but your spike doesn't seem as powerful as, say, Razer's.
No, I don't know what was happening. They've got some pretty good armour on that. I think it came from a warship or something. They were saying earlier, some special aluminium that's armoured.
Yeah.
It's a very tough robot.
So, what about your chances?
I don't know. I haven't seen much of the robots that's in our heat this war, but so we'll have to see what happens.
Well, your old hands, I mean, you should be good at it by now, shouldn't you?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Getting there slowly.
Getting there slowly. I'm sure you'll make it in the end, lads. Let's hear it! Suicidal Tendencies!
No Rick, Nor Robot Wars picnic for me. Suicidal Tendencies through to the Heat K semi-finals, where they will meet Destruct-A-Bubble. But first up, the one we've waited to see. Husbands against wives, Razer against Widow's Revenge.
Well, some of the new robots look very, very good. Very, very dangerous in round one. Let's see if they can survive the Heat semi-finals.